Hey yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk, and I've got another kind of spot the mistake video for you guys. This has also got a subtitle of When Good Players Derp. Not with a derp gun, like kind of derp. You can see that I'm in my 50 TP and I've loaded into Steeps. That's how you pronounce it. It is Steeps. And where am I going? Well, I got to tell you, I don't really know. And maybe this is too obvious for a spot the mistake. Maybe I'll get more subtle as we go. But the subtitle of When Good Players Derp applies right here. It gets spotted, obviously. I loaded into this. I loaded into this, and I think I was out of the room. It was late in a session. I'd been going for a while out at the rental. Finally had a day to do something, so I was probably a couple hours into it. Getting ready to quit. Played just a couple more. You know how it goes. Just a couple more. I think I got up to go get a drink or something, walked back, and was late loading in. So, not loading in, but driving, I guess. Loading in the actual human interface, let's put it that way. So as the human interface was loaded in late, I got driving and I saw where everybody was going. And usually I'm out in the lead. I take one side or the other. I've already analyzed the game as best I can, and I don't worry too much initially about where people are going. But because I had loaded the human interface in late, I saw that we were pretty well covered on each side, and I saw that standard B driving up the middle, and I went, hey, you know what? Sometimes I've seen people have decent games in here, getting some spotting, threatening them a little bit in the middle. Let me see what I can do. Of course, we lost our scout right away in the middle. The T-92 died doing the same thing. And now I'm just driving this big, fat, heavy guy right up the middle. There's a big crowd over in the west. There's a decent crowd over on the east. There's a standard B, which can really hurt me. In fact, a standard B can jump out, slam me with the clip, and then basically outfight me with a single shot gun from there. But I'm just going to drive on in here. So what are some of the other things about a move like this that are bad? Well, it takes my skill and gun out of the important part of the map. And hey, look, I find an AFK guy, so I shoot him. So, I know there's a Progetto there. I just saw him. The guy actually comes over, pops me. Are you kidding me? What? I don't even know where that went. Maybe the side of my turret? Maybe into one of my little hatches. But there's so many guns in the game. Now I'm going to come chase this Progetto. And this Progetto, even though he's at 600 hit points, I'm thinking, yeah, I own this guy. Well, I can't quite get to him, can I? He just now I've got somebody else shooting at me. There's another Progetto. Uh-oh. This is not good. Now I am surrounded. I'm out in the open. I'm in the middle of the map. I've gone to a terrible place. Another shot straight through. Have I bounced? I have not blocked a single one of these shots. There we go. Blocked one. Finally blocked one. Bulldog's moving. Now I'm getting hit by a Batchat 12T and a T-32, and predictable. You drive into the middle of the map with all those guns in the game, and your team starts to lose, freeing up those games to shoot at you. You're probably going to have a situation like this. So why am I showing you this? Well, I think it's important for everyone because there's been a lot of, well, there's always been a lot of talk, but there's recently been considerable amount of talk on the forums, people talking about, well, I play for fun, I do what I want, all that kind of thing. Which I don't have a problem with. If that's your thing, then if you want to drive up the middle and die, then in general, that is your, I'm going to call it a right. It doesn't really have to be a right, but if that's what you want to do, that's what you do. What you can't then be surprised about is if people take you to task and tell you that thanks for helping lose the game. It goes both ways. So if I'm going to say, hey, I play the way I want, then if I do something like this and somebody says, hey, Guido, that was dopey, then you have to accept that, yeah, you know what, you're right. It was dopey, but that's what I wanted to do. So instead of getting defensive about it, you go, yep, that's how I played it and I made the mistake. It goes a little further though if you're actually trying to play the game well. And you get to a point where you start thinking, well, let me try something new. You know, if I showed you this video and I racked up 6,000 doing this, then I'd probably be sitting here telling you what a great maneuver it is. No, I actually wouldn't be doing that. I would tell you it was a situational maneuver and I made a good decision. On this one, obviously, I made a bad decision. Clearly, I see a burning tank right there in front of me, so that's your best indication of a bad decision, in conjunction with the fact that it's 2-8 and we get absolutely raffle stomped on this. Going back to my earlier statement of If you are going to do things like this, and you happen to be one of the better players on your team, and let's say you're not, let's say you're just one of the middle players of your team, you have consciously taken yourself out of the important part of the game. And you cannot then turn around and say, well, my team failed me. Or say something like, well, I play like I want, so it's not my fault. I'm not saying this entire game is my fault, but I only did 1,000 damage. I wasn't where I needed to be, and I got killed in the middle of the map in a dopey place. So honesty requires that I say, yeah, you know what? I was a pretty big part of why this team lost, right? Guido said, hey, let's go up the middle and try something different, and there's 14 other players on my team who I essentially let down doing that. That goes back to the, well, it's just a game and I play how I want. I got it, I do. But honesty dictates that you are at least self-aware enough that you understand that what you just did had a fairly significant impact on losing the game. Now, would we probably have lost this game anyway based on how bad we're losing? I think so. Now, maybe had I gone to the east, I might have been able to but stop the east side from getting rolled so hard, but the whole east side got absolutely massacred. And the west side didn't do a whole bunch. Had I gone to the west, would I have maybe been able to help them win faster over there? Yeah, I might have been able to do a little bit more than 1,000 damage. And ultimately, perhaps we lose anyway, but we probably don't lose by as much. You know, it's all one of those, it depends, and it's situational things. But honesty dictates that I admit what I did no favors for this team. Even though I say, boy, I had fun doing it. All right, man, I'm not saying that that's the end-all, be-all, and you should always try, and you should never try something new, and you shouldn't play for fun. You should only play for very seriousness. We're all humans. We have our hypocrisies and all that stuff, but I just try to be honest about it. And this really sort of was the genesis of it was with the forums and people basically saying, hey, I play for fun, I do what I want, and I feel no responsibility for the consequences of it. I don't accept. You can do all that stuff, but you do have to accept some of the responsibility for the consequences, in my book. I could be wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong down in the comments. That is all I got for this one. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I hope you spotted the mistake because it was very subtle. We'll see you guys later.